Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
John, you and I were talking last night when this news broke that there has been a referral from the House Judiciary Committee to the Department of Justice, and it's for the former special counsel during the Biden era, the attack dog against President Trump, Jack Smith. So what does all this mean? Well, joining us now is Gregg, Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst. Gregg, how serious could this be for Jack Smith? Because it's over that he may have lied under oath because he claimed that they didn't have access to actual text messages of like 40 plus members of Congress. And it turns out, according to Senator Grassley, they did. That sounds like a no-no.
It's quite serious. Smith could be facing criminal charges for perjury and false statements, which is what Chairman Jim Jordan is accusing him of. You'll recall that about 7 months ago, Smith testified that he and his legal team never obtained or read any communications from members of Congress, but newly revealed DOJ documents show that they did. Indeed, they read the text messages and probably emails of more than 40 members of Congress, as well as text messages from White House phones. Now, Smith may try to weasel out of it by claiming that, well, I really said in my testimony I didn't recall. That's not true. Take a look at the entirety of his testimony. At times he said, not that I recall, but other times he was emphatic in his answers that he never accessed or read communications and only examined toll records. That is clearly untrue, but either way, it doesn't matter because he didn't tell the whole truth. And for that, you can be criminally charged under 18 U.S.C. 1001. That statute makes it a crime, not just to lie outright, but to provide incomplete truths or omissions is called a material misrepresentation. In this case, misleading Congress and doing so quite deliberately. So, it's the equivalent of concealment. It's a crime. Smith is looking at potential criminal charges against him.
Wow. Judge Weinberg.
Good to talk to you, Gregg. I don't know if you saw this op-ed that in the last couple of days in the New York Times where some lawyer made the allegation that the seizure of Maduro in Venezuela was somehow wrongful and therefore the United States had no jurisdiction over him and trying to get the case dismissed. And I wanted your thoughts on it. I know a little bit about it because I worked on the French Connection case, and there's something called the Kerr-Frisbee doctrine. Would you educate our listeners about this?
Well, historically, we have seized criminals from other countries that have committed crimes against Americans. And look at all the cartel members that we have taken out of Mexico. Look at I think it was George H.W. Bush, who also seized. I forget who it was.
Noriega?
Noriega.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Panama.
So look, no, it's not illegal to do that. It's not a crime to do that. America, can reach into other countries and seize and obtain either through process or just grabbing people and bringing them back to the United States to face justice.
And the Supreme Court of the United States has been very clear on that we have an absolute right to do that, criminals against United States law.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just committing crimes within the United States, but, crimes committed against Americans anywhere in the world, those people can be taken by the United States, brought back to the U.S. to face justice. You're right, Judge.
So, Gregg, Jarrett, what about Joe Biden? Before we let you go, this is wild because he's fighting the release. We were just talking about Jack Smith before. Then Robert Hur, of course, got access to some of this material. Joe Biden doesn't want it released. It's the video, right? Video, audio, and transcripts. But because we're obviously going to see how addled he was and he's fighting a tooth and nail. Where's that going? Because he doesn't have too many more legal options left, right?
Yeah, well, the Court of Appeals made the correct ruling that there's a substantial public interest in disclosing the material that Biden wants to keep hidden. I wrote a column about this a few weeks ago, saying that Americans deserve to hear the truth for themselves about how Biden illegally kept or stole troves of classified documents, and then he compounded the felonies by sharing them with someone who had no authorization. That's a direct violation of the law, the Espionage Act. It's a fundamental legal principle that when a person commits criminal acts, even if they're not charged, that person has no right to conceal the incriminating evidence, which is what Joe Biden wants to do. On the tapes, Biden openly admits to the ghostwriter, I squirreled away all these top secret records. Let me go get them, and I'll read them to you.
He had no claim of protection under federal law because he was only vice president. Only the president had a claim.
Yeah, and a lot of the documents he took as a senator. So he didn't have protection there either under the Federal Records Act. So, this was a cover-up. Anybody else would have been criminally charged. But instead, the special counsel, Robert Hur, said, well, I can't charge him because he's really incompetent. He's an old man with a poor memory and so forth. Oh, but it's okay for him to serve as president of the United States, but he's just not competent to stand trial.
Right.
You got to laugh at that.
Right. You can't make it up.
No such thing as the 25th Amendment. Right?
Greg, thank you very much. It's so great to have you here and get your great, just your analysis always. It's wonderful. Thank you, Greg.
My pleasure. Thanks.